Welcome to this short video on how to use Zoom for presentations. Now, no matter what you're using this for in our course, whether it is um, for office hours, virtual office hours, whether it's for actual presentations, whether it's the final exam presentation, whether it's an opportunity to meet with your group, um, this Zoom is a great program that can be used, and it is free. So in this video, we'll talk to you about how to log into Zoom and how to be prepared for presentations. Okay, so in Blackboard, you will see this document, how to use Zoom for presentations. So for example, if you are, let's go to our course. So if this is for the final exam, you would click on final exam, and in this final exam presentation folder, you will find this document. You'll also note that there is a sign up for the final exam presentations, or there will be a sign up for a different presentation during the semester. So this will take you to an outside site where you can actually sign up for presentation times. All right, so let's go back to the document. So here's a link to a video. This video that you're seeing, there will actually be a link to that video on this handout or this document posted in Blackboard. Now, Zoom is an app that can be used for meetings. And in fact, we might be using it for virtual office hours. You might be using it for presentations. You might be using it in another class to meet your class virtually. The Zoom app is free. I would never ask you to sign up for something that was not free. And so you actually go to the website itself to Zoom.us. And so let's do that right now. All right, so you will get a page that looks like this. Now, you will need to go to the My Account section, and you'll need to set up and register with that website and set up an account, just like you've done for other apps that you have used. All right, it's very simple. It downloads very fast. Once again, this is free for you to use. So this is what that website looks like. So let's go back to our document. I've also posted, you'll want to get the app, set up an account, do those things. And then, sorry, I've got my kitty walking back and forth. All right, come here. You're okay. All right. As I said, Zoom is free. So you're able to, use this app. I've also posted in that same folder for the presentation, sorry, Mary, some videos. These are YouTube videos that are very helpful. For example, this one's called Zoom for Dummies, and it actually gives you some important information for iPhones or iPads, iMacs, MacBooks, of some settings that you might need to take care of. So, additionally, I have posted a little video how to join a meeting in Zoom for the first time that might be helpful as well. So, before your presentation, you will have signed up for a presentation spot. You will have downloaded the Zoom app, going to the website to do so. You will have watched these videos. You will have prepared your presentation. And then on the day before your presentation, you're going to get an email from me that has an invitation for the presentation time or for your presentation meeting. It'll look something like this. This is one for my humanities class. So the topic's going to be different than whatever your topic might need to be. And you'll notice that it has the link to the meeting. And it's hot link, so you can actually, from your email, you can join the meeting that way. If for some reason you have problems with that link, notice there's a meeting ID number and a passcode number that will also get you in. In that email from me, that day before the presentation, you will also get my cell phone number to be used in case of a technology problem. Like, for example, maybe you're having trouble getting in for some reason. So you could actually text me and I can walk you through what to do. If you wake up that morning and you had to go to the emergency room, you could also text me and let me know where you are and why you will not be there. You can make your presentation in Google Slides, especially since you're working with partners. It gives you that wonderful opportunity to edit and review and work collaboratively together. But you can also now do that in some other presentation software as well. You'll want to download that presentation as maybe a PowerPoint or a PDF file. It just seems to make it a little easier to present. Um, and only one of you will be sharing it and the others of you talking about those slides as we go through the presentation. Another thing we have discovered in using Zoom is that usually nobody has problems with screen sharing, which is very, very different than maybe in Blackboard Collaborate. And the audio's better, the visuals are better. But in addition to that, we've also found that it's a good idea to have this presentation saved in a couple different places in a couple different formats. So if you do have problems sharing, you've got that backup. So you could have it in Google Slides, but you could download it and save it to your computer as well. You could have it in Dropbox, you could whatever. But before your presentation begins, whoever's supposed to have that presentation ready needs to have that on the screen, ready to roll when it's their time to share. Make sure every group member has a copy of the updated presentation. So maybe something goes wrong with your computer and you're supposed to be the one sharing. If you've got other group members that have it, they can share it from their screen. So for your presentation, remember you'll need to have you will need to have downloaded the app for the Zoom meeting website prior to your presentation. And you'll see things from me, emails and whatnot, and documents that tell you more information about that. You will have already signed up for a time slot using that sign up tool that I've provided. And before your presentation, like, the day before maybe, or early that morning of your presentation day, make sure you have shared that presentation with my work email, deanerc@wcjc.edu. It's real easy to do that in Google Slides. It's easy to do that in other ways. If all else fails, you can download it as a PDF and send it as an email attachment. The reason I need a copy is twofold. First, and the obvious one, is if I miss something during your presentation, like maybe I didn't see your thesis statement, I would hate to give you 0 points for that if it's actually on one of your slides. So I have an opportunity, if I have a copy of your group's presentation, to go back and actually look at those slides and make sure I didn't miss something. The second reason sharing with me is good, other than I require you to do so, is that if for some reason sharing the screen is not working right for you or your group, then I have a copy, and if all else fails, I can share it and click slides for you. All right. Remember that when you're presenting in a group, one of you will share your screen with the presentation. The other of you will present while seeing that screen, and I'll be able to see your video. So, be prepared to have your video on and your audio on. So that we can see you while you're presenting. Do not stress about the technology. I am not grading you on whether there are problems with technology or not, okay? I'm more concerned about the content and how you are presenting as a person, not about how well your technology is working. All right, so that gives you a little preview on how to use Zoom for presentations, but let me actually take you into a Zoom situation so I can show you myself about how to use that as well. Okay, so let's say that you've received an invitation from me for your presentation time. So you would open up you would go click on that link to the meeting, and you would go to the meeting location. All right, so I'm going to start this meeting. And so your screen will look like this. All right, so when you log in, more than likely, it will put you in what's called a waiting room. Okay, and then it will ask me to let you in. Now you want to make sure that you start your video. Okay, so when you start your video, you're going to see you on the big screen. Once other people are added, you will see little tiles with them, kind of like we have, on the screen right here with me. Okay, now I'm going to stop that video. All right, so you'll be able to see, you've also got a microphone, just like we've used in Blackboard Collaborate. So you can, when someone else is presenting, you probably want to mute your mic, okay? When you're presenting, you want to, even when you're not presenting, I want you to keep your video on, okay? But when you're not presenting, mute your mic so it doesn't distract somebody else. Or when your dog barks, it doesn't distract someone else. But then you can click unmute when it is your time, okay? Now, I'm going to mute my video because I've got two going here. All right, now, here's what I want you to see. At the bottom of the screen, you will see this share screen. All right, and I will have set it up so that participants can share their screen. You will click on the share screen. You will pick, wherever your, information is. All right, so here's my presentation. All right, and you will present. When you are finished, you will click up at the very top, and let me scroll this down so that you can see it. Okay, you can see at the top, it says you are screen sharing, and you see the red button that says stop the share. So when your presentation's finished, you'll click stop the share. It will go back to seeing people on the screen, and then the next person can unmute their mic and start to share their screen. Okay, when you are ready to leave the session, okay, you will be able to leave the meeting. Okay, it's really not that hard to use. It's really, a nice program, and it has worked out really great for some presentations that we have already been trying. All right, so remember that you will have, you will get Zoom, you will learn about Zoom, you will sign up for a presentation time, and then you will make certain that you are ready for your presentation and join us for a Zoom meeting on that day. All right, I think that concludes our video on how to use Zoom. So hopefully you will play around with this a little bit, and hopefully we will have a very smooth experience using Zoom. Thank you for joining me.